Man, let's talk about Campbell soup.
That Campbell's controversy continues to grow. Tonight, the company is telling more of its side of the story, and we're also hearing more of that recorded conversation that's now led to an executive being placed on leave. Thanks so much for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. It's a story that's gained a lot of attention since we first reported it last week when a man from Monroe filed suit over his termination as an IT analyst. Erica Erickson live with more of the recorded conversation between Robert Garza and the man he says is a Campbell's Soup executive. And Erica, you've heard from Campbell's just within the past hour or so. What do they say?
That's right. Yeah, I just spoke to them and they said that this employee was fired for good reason. More on that in a moment. Let's walk you through this. More information from Garza's attorney. Let's get you caught up.
We have for poor people. Who buys our
The voice behind the now viral rant, allegedly of VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally, now on leave amid an investigation.
We think they should have had this approach when Robert first reported it.
Former Campbell's IT analyst Robert Garza of Monroe speaking with Local 4 last week. Garza says he'd been working remotely for the company's headquarters in New Jersey and met with Bally in person to discuss his salary. Here are a few more snippets of that over an hour-long recording.
JD like to? Because you're doing good. I know I say you're smart. I know you're smart, right? Be a little patient. I'm telling you, Campbell's is a good place. They take care of the people.
Yeah, Martin, I need to fix myself. Right? I mean, I need.
You know what? The other piece is, what do you don't wait for. When I say that, like, you're just gonna waste your life away. If you're waiting for a date in the future that things are gonna get better, don't do that to yourself. Honestly.
Keeping the recording to himself at first, Garza says he reported what he heard to his direct supervisor, also named in the suit. That was back in January. His attorney says he was blindsided, fired 20 days later.
They have a motto, like we treat you like family, here at Campbell's, come work for us, we treat our employees like family. That's not the case.
Campbell's issuing multiple statements to Local 4 saying, quote, "We are proud of the food we make, the people who make it, and the high quality ingredients we use."
Okay, so let's stop right there. The high quality ingredients that we use. This guy, James Reagan, you look at him, Director of External Communications. I don't think they even eat the food that they make. Probably for the cameras, but do they serve it at home, like when their kids need it? I can't believe it. I don't believe it. Why? Because when I open up Campbell Soup, which is a rarity in my house, but it's there, tomatoes, chicken noodle soup, and there's a bunch of other flavors, of course. But when you look at it, you can clearly see that the sodium level is 890 milligrams. Now, for some of you guys that wonder, man, I don't even look at my labels. You should be looking at your labels. And this is telling you why you should be looking at your labels. Because when I look at this, first one is chicken stock, enriched egg noodles, okay? And then it goes into a slew of other things like wheat flour and niacin and contains less than 2% of salt, chicken fat, water. Yeah. Anything you get in a can, they have to preserve it to be around for practically forever. That's why when you look at most of these, you can see that is good until June 2026. I mean, imagine your grandmother fixing chicken noodle soup for you. How long do you think your grandmother's soup will last? She would actually have to freeze it, okay, for it to actually go longer. But no, it's in a can. And when it's in a can, you only can trust the label down here that says how long it's going to be, and definitely the ingredients. Trust that it's going to last that long. So it's something in there that makes it last that long, of course. And then you can trust the ingredients on the back when they say what's in here. Cholesterol, 15 milligrams. And then also no sugar, which is good for your sodium, and your protein, which is non-existent. Most chicken soup, because word is chicken, which means your protein level should be a hell of a lot higher than this. 3 grams of protein for something like this is crazy. And then when you pop it open, you'll see how much chicken you actually get in the chicken soup. But it just doesn't stop there. It goes into your sodium count if you're using it for for some tomatoes. Then your potassium out of the roof, 260 milligrams of potassium, and you get 0.3 milligrams of iron. If you believe that this is not made for poor people, then you are heavily deceived.
Congratulations, well done.
Because this is made for people who can't afford to go and buy real chicken, chicken broth, stew it for a while, and actually give it to their family. They want a quick fix, and they trust this condensed version from Campbell Soup, which we all have eaten it at one point, one time and another. But to live off of this is insane. And to think that this doesn't have any effect on your body, you're more deceived than you think you are. I'm just trying to draw your attention to the facts. They're not lying to you. Campbell Soup is actually made for people who are poor. Regardless of the name and what it may say, everybody says, oh, it's Campbell Soup, it's Campbell Soup. You would think that the name Campbell Soup, since it's been around and it's an American legend, is something that should be healthy for your family, right? The commercials look healthy, right?
Comments heard on the recording about our food are not only inaccurate, they're patently absurd. The company went on to say in part, quote, all of our soups are made with no antibiotics, ever chicken meat. Any claims to the contrary are completely false.
As far as we can tell, they ignored Robert's complaint and instead terminated him. It's just a little too late at this point.
Now, I got another video, but I'm going to throw that video in next and draw your attention to the fact that the first ingredient in Campbell's chicken soup is chicken stock. Then enriched noodles, egg noodles, which consist of wheat flour, eggs, niacin, a couple other things that I can't even pronounce. And guess what? The third ingredient is actually chicken meat, which contains less than 2% of salt, chicken fat. I want my chicken fat to be heavy. I want chicken to be the first ingredient in it. Why is that important? Because the first ingredient is the strongest ingredient, and that's what is made majority of. When it's the third ingredient and it's close to the bottom of the list and dried chicken broth is included in there, you got to read your labels. He didn't say anything crazy. It's made affordable for people who can't afford it. That's really what it's made, because that's what it's called. Condensed chicken soup.
Campbell's is defending the ingredients it uses in its products and placing an executive on temporary leave.
Now, you got to consider the fact that since that dropped, well, before that even dropped, you can see their stock has been dropping drastically. As we get into a time now where everybody's fighting over things like SNAP benefit, what foods do you get when in your SNAP benefit? And God knows that everything right now is inflated when we talk about the price of food and goods. The only way to really touch this company is actually to turn around and to touch its stock. That's the only way to do it. And this is right after the day after this dropped, and you can see right now the stock is also dropping further. But if you're concerned and you're upset about this, the way you hit this company is by hitting its stock, like I said.
After he was allegedly caught on tape saying that the company made, in his words, highly processed food for poor people.
Please stop hitting them with it being highly processed. I'm going to surprise you. Most of the food you get out of your cans that are set to live for this long on a shelf, highly processed food. Highly processed food is the reason why you have a lot of different diseases and things that come on the human body, whether it's cancers, whether it's just diabetes, high blood pressure. The more of this that you eat when it's highly processed and concentrated, condensed, it's going to have an effect on your body. And they know it, but we're here to make $1, right? So let's finish this.
We have for poor people, right? We have that's for poor people. Who buys our people? I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's unhealthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it. We can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
Wow, bioengineered meat. Now, there's meat that's out there now, and I've seen it in sushi. My daughter asked me to go get some sushi, and I'm looking at the sushi, and I see, at least they said it, fake tuna. Okay, and more that is out there, especially when you can ignore as much as you want. What Bill Gates said: the human population is taking over the country, and they've got to find a way to wane it down. That means they have to have less of us out here actually consuming goods so people can be out here and they don't have to worry about suffering from a lack of food. Yeah. So how do you do that? You get rid of people. You get rid of people through feeding them bad shit. You get rid of people by killing them off little by little. Now, I'm not going to make the title of this story is Campbell Soup killing us off, because Campbell is only doing his job. Is turning around and making a profit. Is feeding you and giving you what you can afford at $1.99, $2.99 a can, and what you would actually get at $2.99 a can. Listen, you at $2.99, $3.99 a can, what do you expect? Do you expect it to be something that you get from Sprouts? Do you expect it to be something that will have you healthy and healed? No, 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 no. Eating in moderation, that's one thing. But when you eat it consistently, yeah. And I can't get past it, but the amount of chicken that it runs to actually do a nice bowl or cup of chicken soup, along with the broth, the vegetables. Don't think that the vegetables or things you get in here are really, truly vegetables. You got to question it. You got to actually question it. And I believe that's where we're going to right now. When you can mess up the food source, when you can leave it be questionable, when the people who make the food want more of your money than anything else, then we're in a place right now where big business is actually running it. People are lazy to cook food. You know how many people I know that they don't even eat Thanksgiving dinners. They don't cook dinners at night. They rather go somewhere where they can get a quick meal. Too many quick meals have effect on your body. And if nobody ever told you, this stuff in a can in moderation is okay, but in abundance, constantly eating, it will mess up your life. So stop blaming Campbell Soup for this, okay? We know already that this type of food is made for people who only can afford to buy it. Well, a lot of people can afford to buy it, but that's all they can afford to buy. That's it. So calm down with hitting Campbell. They're giving you something, the best they can give you at that $2.99, $3.99 piece. But don't believe for a second it's not made for poor people. It's made for poor people.
That leaked audio purportedly from Martin Bally, Campbell's vice president of information technology, emerged as part of a lawsuit filed last week by a former Campbell's employee who accused Bally of making racist comments. The former employee is also suing Campbell's for wrongful termination. In a statement, Campbell said that such language does not reflect our values and the culture of our company, adding, the comments heard on the recording about our food are not only inaccurate, they are patently absurd.
Well, he knew enough to say what he said, and he obviously knows something else when it comes to it, especially if he's over the IT department or if he's embedded into Campbell Soup. They kind of know what's going on. Not to say that they're lying on this. It may be 100% true. You may not be dealing with fake meat. But one thing is true about this, whether you believe it or not, this is made for poor people. So stop acting like they're lying and they're doing something to you. He's only telling you the truth. Campbell Soup and a lot of this stuff that comes out the can that's preserved to stay around until, in this case, June 21, 2026, is not food that you would find on the table of some of the wealthiest people in this country, and definitely not on the table of people that work at Campbell Soup in their higher executive echelon. Hey, like, subscribe, follow for more content. I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't be deceived, guys. Don't let them get you.